right, so I have the straight bar grip on the cable, and this straight bar will spin. So it's perfect for forearms, because what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna halfway curl this up. So there's already tension on my forearm and a little bit on my bicep, mostly on my forearm. And I'm just gonna twist that handle like if you've ever ridden a motorcycle, you twist the handle, or a jet ski or anything that's powered that way, you're twisting that handle. So I'm using my forearm to twist that handle, but I'm also having to use my forearm to keep the weight up because I'm halfway up here. So my forearm's getting tons and tons of stimulation here. So what I'm gonna have you do is I'm gonna have you go for a set amount of time on these, we'll call them forearm handle spins or something. I'll come up with some. And then right after you get done with the time I set for you, you're gonna go overhand forearm curls. So yes, your bicep is definitely being worked, but that's good. We're hitting biceps with our back today. But we wanna keep strong wrists, and your forearms are gonna be just torched after you've already got done doing the time. Like right now, going back to it, those things are absolutely just lighting up. So back to what I was saying in the last slide, doing things like this is gonna build that forearm endurance up. And plus, as your biceps build, we want to make sure our forearms are building as well, so we don't have a big bicep and little skinny forearms. You can see how tiny my wrists are. That's always the proof that I was used to be a tiny little skinny kid, because I have those dainty wrists still. So there's nothing I can do about that, but I can build this up as much as I can, so that way you have a full shape all the way through your arms. And that's not even just for a guy that's wanting to have massive arms. For a woman, if you're wanting sleek toned arms, you don't want just sleek toned up here and then it just looks, you know, sloppy from there on. So we want to make sure we're paying attention to detail, we're training right, and also into that, for a man or a woman, outside of aesthetics of how something looks, functionality. If you're doing back rows as a man or a woman and your forearms are always starting to cramp and you feel like your back and your biceps or whatever can keep going but your forearms can't, this is a great way instead of using straps, because now you're using your own body strength instead of relying on something artificial and to keep you going. So that's why I think we should never neglect our forearms. This is like the most isolation work. I'll post up on Instagram, you'll see I'll do like plate spins and stuff, and I'll add those in, but I rarely have a day where I come in here and just hit forearms, because I can get enough activation from the stuff I've taught you today that your forearms will grow, they will get stronger, be able to support your workouts, and you don't have to spend 45 minutes just hitting your forearms.